YouTube, we are live. I'm going to relax. Get a towel out of the way. Woo woo. There we go. All right. Hello, YouTube. We've got Discord. We've got YouTube. Excellent. I'm using my good internet today, so should be good. I'm going to start TikTok, and then we are ready to rock and roll. I was watching the video yesterday. Oh my God, it was so bad with the T-Mobile. So we're not doing that again, sadly. There we go. There's TikTok. Excellent. Excellent, everybody. Hello, all. Hey, Carrie. Good to see you. Discord, you're there. What do you mean? Don't forget Discord. You're already there. What do you mean? I started with Discord. T maybe. Well, it's what do you do? What do you do? Hey, TikTok. How are we doing over at TikTok? What are we not doing? We're not talking about the internet again. Bottom line is I'm going to have to return the T-Mobile, which I'm very upset about. But the quality was so bad in yesterday's video when I rewatched it on YouTube. Oh, my God. And I'm suspecting it was T-Mobile, sadly. So what do you do? Anyway, good evening, folks. Good evening, Catherine. Thank you for the gift on TikTok, and Ash as well. So your favorite time of the day? Well, thank you, Kelly. And Linka for the link, AKA. Yeah, depressing news. Yeah. Today's another depressing news day-ish. What do you do? It just is. Thanks, LR2. At least the connection's good today. Yeah, I'm using my good connection today, so hopefully we shouldn't have any issues on TikTok or YouTube or Discord. Although Discord, I thought you guys were fine. It was YouTube that it was being goofy yesterday. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, so welcome, guys. Oh, Jens. Hey, Jens. Good evening. Thank you for that. Lovely to see you. Welcome, guys. I'm John Aravosis. This is my show. Thank you, Chazak. We talk about the war in Ukraine, but we also talk about the war in America, the latest from Trump's new administration. Basically, Discord is slowing down, though. I just noticed a little hiccup on the Discord side. At least on my end, it looks like it. Thank you, Adventures. Discord folks, did something just happen? I thought I noticed I'm going slower on Discord. I'm not sure why. Interesting. Yeah, as soon as you had to open your mouth, debauched, didn't you? It's good for the rest of you guys? Okay. Because I'm noticing that I'm delayed a little bit, which is weird. On YouTube, YouTube might be going a little slower too. Anyway, I'm on my fast connection. So, yep, fast connection. So we hope it just keeps going. Anyway, hey, TikTok. Thank you, Jean-Marquis. Thank you, Jeremy. So, guys, welcome. This is my my show. We talk about the latest news from Ukraine. We talk about Trump's latest. I will start, as always, with a quick pitch to make sure, you TikTokers, that you follow me somewhere else, just in case. We don't know what's going to happen with TikTok. I would rather not get to the part where we were a week ago, where we're all panicking in the last minute. So follow me at that place, for starters, because I broadcast my show there as well. Thank you, Bjorn. Thank you, Doughboy. So do follow me over there. So Trump, kind of chaos today in Trump land. Thank you, Doughboy. So the Trump people, thank you, Life. Thank you, Lady Sarah. Trump caused a bit of chaos today. A judge actually just slapped him down. Trump had proposed a freeze on federal grants and loans that was going to kick in today at 5 o'clock Washington, D.C. time. Well, it kicked in early. It shut down the Medicaid system. The Medicaid computer system was shut down entirely today. The people were freaking out because Medicaid is basically the insurance company in America for poor people. It is also, or insurance program for poor people, but it's also for people with disabilities, seniors as well, can be on Medicaid. So it was a disaster. It's still shut down. The Trump people are now saying, oh, they didn't mean to shut it down. Who knows? That was one chaos. The other chaos was Trump has also shut down a ton of federal funding to everything. Hotlines, for example, hotlines for people calling up in distress, if you know what I mean. They're in danger. Women's shelters for women in trouble are in danger. Some cancer research has been stopped as a result of what Trump did. International development funding. He stopped all international development funding. He's saying it's temporary. I'll read in a second what they said. It's crazy what they said. But stopped all international development money. That means money to Ukraine was stopped for civilian programs. But listen to what these civilian programs in Ukraine include that Trump just cut the money for. Bomb shelters in schools, modern hospital equipment, material for small farmers to support agriculture. That stuff just got cut off by Trump, totally in Ukraine. Well, the good news is today's chaos, no, not everything. Some of the cutoff, like the international affairs cutoff, is still there. But today's cutoff, where Trump shut off the computer system for Medicaid, a judge just struck that down and said Trump can't do it. Now, he did say it's a temporary strike down. It delays this until next Monday. They've got to go to court first. Basically, what happened was, and what happens in these cases is the judge pretty much says, look, I think Trump is going to lose this case. Therefore, I am going to hold the law. Well, A, I think Trump is going to lose the case, and B, there are irreparable damages that may happen if we stop funding. So the judge is continuing the funding. Trump's law is not going into place, and they're going to go to court over the next week. It's just, I mean, oh God. And the statement from the Trump people today explaining cutting off all the money for like so many of these programs. Listen to this. The use of federal resources to advance Marxist equity, transgenderism, and Green New Deal social engineering policies is a waste of taxpayer dollars. First of all, I'm not sure I understand what anything in that sentence means. I really wish Democrats would push back on this stuff. The Marxist stuff is so bizarre. I mean, it's especially as an American, and the Republicans bring it up and they get away with it. And I don't quite know how. There is no Marxism in America. There will never be Marxism in America. Americans are super duper anti, even socialists. Americans are really anti, and communism and Marxism, forget it. I mean, forget it. It's no chance in America. Thank you, Greg. And thank you, Rancano. Thank you for the gift over there on YouTube. So like when you hear Republicans, thank you, Greg. Thank you, JPT via. When you hear Republicans talk about, thank you, JPT, talk about like they're rooting out Marxism, I wish Democrats would just hit them back hard. Not to mention in Trump's case, who are his best friends, right? He talks all the time about the North Korean dictator, the communist dictator of North Korea, being his buddy. He's best buddies with Putin, who's former KGB colonel. Democrat, and in terms of the Marxist approach to government intervention, Democrats could certainly argue that Trump is more akin to government intervention against businesses and things than Democrats are nowadays. But Democrats are bad. Democrats are very bad at messaging. So they never do any of this. So thank you, Larissa. It drives me crazy. Absolutely drives me crazy. But yes, so Trump is shutting down all the federal money for everything because he's trying to stop Marxist transgenderism. I was like, yeah, thank you, Blue Ariel. A lot of Marxist trans people walking around, aren't they? They're everywhere. I mean, it's just like, come on. That's absolutely ridiculous. Thank you, Blue. Thank you, Ernie. Thank you, Bobby. How much of this do we take? Well, we're going to keep taking it because the American people voted for this stuff. So not a lot we can do about it other than fight back. What's the Republican Congress thinking right now? I don't know. I mean, what do you mean? They're thinking they're in charge and they rule the world and they're going to do whatever they want. So, anyway, the Trump, one story I forgot to mention, Trump fired all the inspector generals of the agencies this weekend. This was kind of a big story, and it's important because it fits into the larger theme of what Trump is up to, which is not good. Trump inspector generals, and Trump tried to fire them all. It was probably illegal, which is great. Thank you, Grace. But Trump tried to fire the inspector general of a government agency. Is an independent job. It is not a political appointee. Okay, it's not a political person. It is an independent job that basically roots out corruption in the agency. That's their job. Thank you, Marie. Thank you, Grace, again for the Polaris. They root out corruption in government agencies. They're not political. Trump went and fired them all because he felt they wouldn't pursue his agenda. But they're not supposed to pursue his. It's like they're like the police of a government agency, right? They basically they investigate whenever there's wrongdoing in the agency itself. You just can't get away with that. I mean, you just can't. It's crazy. So anyway, he fired them all, which was very scary. Because typically the only reason you would mass fire inspector generals is because you're planning on doing something bad that you don't want to get caught. So that's another problem. Fortunately, it was illegal what he did. According to the law, Trump has to go to Congress, give 30 days notice to fire an inspector general, and then has to give cause. He has to actually give a valid reason. He can't just say, I'm firing them because they're Marxists. You just can't say that. That doesn't pass the test. So this is another one that's going to go to court. You know, Trump, this is the danger here, and I had said this coming in, is that, you know, his first administration, Trump didn't know as much what he was doing. This time he knows what he's doing. This time he's had the job before. His people have had the job before, and they're hitting the ground running, doing all sorts of things that are, again, judges are stopping them, which is great, but still, it's pretty bad. What else happened? Oh yeah. So Trump today, Trump is getting rid of more people who could hold him accountable today. Trump this evening fired a whole bunch of Justice Department lawyers who were involved in all the investigations of his crimes. He fired them all for doing their job. Right? They were investigating Trump's various alleged crimes. They found evidence of those crimes. Trump fired them for investigating him. Right? I mean, again, everything is done in order to, it's done for vengeance, and it's done to provoke fear, to basically tell other people, don't you dare stand up to me. Don't you dare hold me accountable. Right? Really amazing. Anyway, that's it for the Trump news today. Oh my God. I mean, again, is he legally allowed to do that? I have not heard. Well, okay, I've not heard a legal challenge yet. The only thing is, again, I would think for prosecutors, you'd have to have some, especially with the government, you would think you'd have to have some kind of cause to fire them. Cause meaning a valid justification. Thank you again, Roncano. Appreciate that. So, you know, I will say lawyers are the people who know the law. So Trump firing a bunch of lawyers, at least they know what they're doing. So they will hopefully be able to, well, they'd certainly have standing. I mean, the lawyers will have standing because they were the ones fired. The question is there a law protecting them from this? I don't know. Very scary stuff. Anyway, let's move on to Ukraine. We'll talk about Trump. Well, actually, you know what? Since we're talking Trump, let me see. Any more questions or comments? Let's do that first. And then we'll switch over to the Ukraine news. And then the second half of the show, we sit and we talk about all the news anyway. Yeah, Trump just, he also is trying to get federal employees to retire early. That's a new plan of his, which, you know, if they want to, that's fine. I will say that there is a riskiness to cutting the government. People like to think, oh, government's bad, let's get rid of it, right? The problem is we found this out with the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service. It's the agency in America that collects our taxes, right? The tax agency. And they've been short-staffed for a while. Democrats got them more employees, and Republicans killed it. And now the IRS doesn't have enough people again. Well, you can't get IRS on the phone anymore. Years ago, maybe 8 years ago, I had some issue. Actually, two different things I had to call about, but one of them I think was anyway, it was an income. It was a tax return thing, and I caught a mistake in my tax return after it was over. The season was over, and I called them because I was kind of freaked out and I wasn't quite sure what to do. And so helpful this is the federal government, right? So helpful on the phone. This guy was amazingly helpful. fixed it. And exactly, it took about 35, 40 minutes to wait, like PC Noel said. Now, forget it. I tried calling on something a few months ago regarding my mom's estate. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Thank you, Crazy. They wouldn't even take the call. They literally said, you had to plug in all these questions and push the button about what topic you wanted. And my favorite was, it said, because the topic had so many people interested in it, they would not be able to take calls on it because there was too much interest. And I was like, wait, because this is a topic a lot of people call about, you're not going to take any calls on it? I mean, insane. This is a YouTube problem, guys. This is very interesting. I'm on my fast internet today. Sorry, but YouTube's having problems again. Something's going on and I don't know what. I'm on my fast internet today. So it's not clear what's going on now. Yeah, not clear at all what is going on. Thank you, Kim, for the dino. There are no super chat questions. I'm just looking right now. Why are you saying there's super chat questions? There's literally none on my screen. Ashley Brown, what super chat question? Oh, Roncano, there was no question though. It's simply showing oh, okay. What's your question? There's no question. It just simply shows you like giving a gift. There's no question on there. Tell me what your question is. You obviously don't have to pay for it. Yeah, what's your question? Rancano. Except it says Rancano, just so you know. If it was an Enye, I would have said it. But yeah, just type your question. It's not typed underneath on my screen. It's literally not there. Oh, okay. It's five things below. All right. Will refugee center funding be shut down in Ukraine as well for internally displaced persons? That's interesting. Well, if the U.S. is helping to fund refugee centers in Ukraine, then that money just got cut off. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if the U.S. does help fund such things, but it's all a question of whether the U.S. funds it. But if the funding would probably come from AID, Agency for International Development, if we fund it at all. But I don't know if we do fund it. That's the only thing. I don't know. But if we do fund it, I wouldn't be surprised if it comes from AID. Basically, we cut off. Well, first we're worried about the military funding. Now, it's still not clear what's going on with the military funding. Zelensky said it was still coming through. The press was not clear. But on all the development aid, it stopped. Yep, Ukrainian government pays refugees a monthly stipend also. Well, again, some of that money could come from the U.S. government because, for example, the U.S. government also provides economic aid to Ukraine, where we help finance the government because the economy is in such shambles. They've lost a lot of people. A lot of refugees have left that the government can't sustain itself, right? The economy is gone in many ways, or it's been destroyed by the Russians, et cetera. So we've been helping sustain the economy. It's not clear if that money is continuing. Hello. Oh, hey, is it Yeva from Latvia? I'm going to say Yeva. It's close enough. Thank you. I appreciate the gift and the comment. Thank you for that. If it's the money coming from the U.S., I think it could be in danger. Yes. Because I'm not clear that any money is going abroad other than maybe the military spending. And it's probably not from the military if it's going for programs like that in the refugee centers. Probably not. Yeah, no, that's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And again, this is what's so bad about what Trump has been doing. Jay, thank you for your gift and comment. Jay says, I'm not worried about Trump's cuts to Medicare or Medicaid. The concern I have is firing officials to put yes men in. Him cutting Medicare or Medicaid I see. F around, find out. So what Jay is saying is if Trump goes and cuts programs like Medicaid, or if Republicans dare touch Medicare or Social Security, which some Republicans have threatened to cut, it's going to blow up in their faces. People are going to get, furious politically. his worry, which I don't disagree, is putting yes men in place. Like we talked about, firing the inspectors general, who are the employees in government agencies who are responsible for keeping those agencies honest. They're the people, they're the police of the agencies, right? Putting he wants to put an FBI director in, this guy Kash Patel, who's kind of a nut job. Patel has talked for years about going after Democrats, about investigating Democrats, simply because he thinks all Democrats are evil or something. That, you can't do that, but you can, right? I mean, you can't, but who's going to stop him, right? So very scary stuff. No, I agree. Especially the inspector general stuff is particularly bad because, as you said, those are literally the people keeping you honest, which means if you fire them, are you planning on doing something dishonest? Oh, hey, Fergans, appreciate the comment. Anyway, let's go on here. So Ukraine, let's move on to Ukraine. Day 1068 of Vladimir Putin's special 3-day military operation. Oh, quick second. I've got to go look. I have some bread in the oven. It was ready to go right as the show started. So I was going to warn you guys during the show, I was going to have to get up and sit down. So I need to go check on the bread. I may have to put some foil over it or something. Give me like 30 seconds, but I shall be back. My regulars know this is what we do. All right. Quick second here. Let me turn this on. All right. 1 second, guys. 1 second here. All right. 5. Turn this on. Hey. Ooh la la. Soft there, aren't you? You are a little soft there, a little bit. All right. Now this is going to definitely take a while to cook. Get over there. Get over there. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Why are you fighting me? Stop fighting me. There we go. Oh my God. All right. Temperature alert on. All right. Well, that's going to cook for a while. There we go. I'm not getting burnt. It's just I was trying to put, when you cook things, sometimes if they start to brown on top, you've got to put foil over them. And if you don't put heavy foil, you just layer a piece of foil lightly on top, and it stops the top of whatever you're cooking from browning anymore. And I'm making Greek Easter bread that I like. I had some last week. I'm making another one, but it has a lot of sugar in it. And one of the things with bread with sugar is it browns very quickly. So it already is brown enough on top, but it probably has another 15, 20 minutes to cook. If I don't sort of cover it up, it's in trouble. So you tint it, as somebody just, as Liz, Lindsay just said. Anyway, yes, my Marxist bread is cooking in the oven. Yeah, I don't know why YouTube, I don't know what is going on with YouTube. This is very strange, guys. So it's not, this is making life very difficult. I'm on my good internet too. Yeah. I'm on the good internet. It makes no sense why YouTube is having problems. Now Discord, by the way, is Discord having any weird issues with the quality of the video? Because this happened, it's the Marxist bread. Thank you, Jake. But yeah, YouTube was being bad yesterday. Well, I don't want to try the T-Mobile internet now. I mean, I could try the T-Mobile. I'm not uploading anything. Do I look like I'm uploading YouTube clips? What do you think I'm doing? Anyway. Yeah, no, I saw this yesterday. The connection was terrible. TikTok. Well, I wonder whether I don't know what's going on. Is TikTok connected to your home Wi-Fi? Of course it is. What else would it be connected to? Picture has stopped. picture stopped on Discord? Okay, guys, you got to give me more detail here. But I still think there's something going on with YouTube. Because I was on yesterday on YouTube, I was on T-Mobile when it was a disaster, and then I switched to regular and it was better but not great. Wow. Anyway, I don't know what we could do, guys. Don't know what we can do. I don't know. What do you do? What do you do? We just got to keep going on here. All right. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm still gonna have to kill my T-Mobile internet just to be safe. But well, some people just don't get the Discord video too, which I don't know why. Oh, you still can't get the video either? Yeah, some people have that issue on Discord, and we haven't been able to figure it out. I am strictly Wi-Fi, but when I hardwire my Apple MacBook gets upset when I hardwire. It doesn't work a lot. It doesn't work a lot. Oh, Dennis, I always love when people do what you do, when you put all the funny little emojis that show that you're not serious about what your emoji claims you're serious about. You're a bad one. Yeah, YouTube's being weird. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. It's the, who knows? Who knows? All right, let's move on. So, Ukraine, Putin. So Putin is basically chickening out of the negotiations. Zelensky called him a chicken today. Yeah, I don't know what any of that means. Chapachi, I have no idea what any of that means. So anyway, all right, guys. So the goat. Well, that's true. The goat. Well, yes, I will bring back the goat is sitting. The goat, actually, the little goat is ready to go. he's ready to go. Yeah, somebody's messing with my show. I don't know. No, no, there's no way I'm even going to risk changing from the good internet. There's no way. The good internet should be fine, but who knows what's going on? I don't know. I think it's Xfinity having an issue now. I have no idea what's going on. Russian interference. Honest to God. The drone, exactly. It could be the drones in New Jersey. Actually, the Trump White House, this is pretty funny today too. The Trump White House claimed today that, the whole drone thing, it's nothing. It's nothing. They've determined it's nothing. Now, Trump came out and did a big statement when the drone thing was happening. Why isn't the government telling us what's going on? And now it's, now he's saying, oh yeah, there's nothing there, which I thought was kind of interesting. So surprise. I did not get to see the White House briefing. I wanted to, but I was at the dentist at that time. So I missed seeing what was going on. Anyway, the drone things, well, we haven't heard about the drones for weeks. So anyway, let me keep going here. So yeah, so Putin is claiming he can't negotiate with Zelensky because exactly, Ron. Well, you know what it is, and I've got too many things on the screen of people asking about. Putin says he can't negotiate with Zelensky because Zelensky just isn't the legitimate president of Ukraine. Now, this from a man, and I checked, who won the most recent election in Russia with, wait for it, 88.48% of the vote, which basically means he didn't. That basically means the election was stolen. And a lot of, all the experts think Putin's election was stolen. He didn't win a real election. Thank you, Zerpachi, for posting that. But he's now claiming Zelensky isn't the rightful president of Ukraine, and I can't negotiate with him because he's not the rightful president. And Vladimir Putin is very, very, a stickler for being honest and upstanding and all of that. So that's his latest excuse for not wanting to negotiate with Zelensky. It's just, again, it's the ongoing BS from the Russians, Zelensky called him afraid, which I thought was very funny. Another story that I thought was really weird. There isn't a ton of Ukraine news, by the way, today. Not a lot, actually. Let me see here. 1 second. Yeah, there isn't a ton of Ukraine news. One additional very weird story. Tucker Carlson, our favorite. Folks from abroad may not remember who Tucker is. Tucker Carlson is a disgraced former Fox News commentator. He was their top guy. He ended up having to he was forced to leave, fired, whatever, forced to leave because he was one of the main reasons the network Fox News got into trouble and basically had to pay off a company almost $1 billion because of all their election lies. Fox News was lying about the election. They lied specifically about a company that they claimed it was a company dealing with the ballots and stuff that they claimed was stealing ballots, and they didn't. They had to pay almost 800. What was the amount? Anybody remember the amount? Was it 780 billion? Not billion. I'm sorry, billion. I wish it was billion. Million. 780 million. And yeah, so Carlson totally disgraced, fired basically by Fox News. His emails came out, and it showed that he actually knew the election lie was a lie, but he promoted it anyway. So he's forced out. And there was also a little bit of a sexual harassment scandal as well with him. So he leaves Fox, and he's been spewing Putin propaganda for a while now. His latest, and I mean, literally, there's something wrong with people like this. Listen to what he's claiming now in his latest podcast. Okay. He's claiming that the Biden administration attempted to assassinate Vladimir Putin. He says, it's insane. It's insane. Biden tried to kill him. I got news for you. Joe Biden is a puppy. I wish Joe Biden was the strong man or that Tucker Carlson thinks he is. But Joe Biden lived in the fear of Vladimir Putin's shadow. He was terrified of Putin. He was terrified of making Putin angry. He was terrified of making the Russians angry because it was going to be World War III. Biden kept saying, right? Biden was terrified of doing anything controversial. The notion that Joe Biden, who wouldn't even give Ukraine all the weapons it needed because he was afraid of making the Russians angry, would then turn around and try to kill the Russian leader? Joe walking fear Biden? Really? Thank you, Bobby, for the gift. Really? I mean, but this is the thing. The lie about Biden has always been from Republicans that either they would say Biden had was out of his mind, right? He was senile and didn't know what he was doing, right? He wasn't running the White House. They claimed it was Barack Obama secretly running the White House. Or they also tell us Joe Biden was the most diabolical president in history, running scandals and this kind of stuff, right? So in this case, Biden was not even running the presidency because he had so much dementia that they claimed, but he also was scheming and plotting to kill Putin while he was in bed sick with dementia. I mean, which one is it? Which conspiracy theory is it? I don't understand. In any case, that one I thought was quite the interesting allegation there, I thought. Yes, the Biden crime family, exactly. No, I mean, and the Biden crime family thing too. Like Joe Biden is this criminal mastermind, and you're like, Joe Biden. I mean, a lot of us wish he were, right? I mean, I wish Joe Biden had that kind of cunning and cutthroatness to him, because he would have been much better in doing international, stuff, especially with Ukraine, if he was. But in any case, it's another lie. It's another conspiracy theory put out for the Republican faithful. Oh, actually, a final point, kind of interesting. I was watching today, Caroline Kennedy, who is the daughter of President Kennedy. Caroline Kennedy today put out a blistering statement. She did a video as well, a blistering statement against Bobby Kennedy, RFK Jr., becoming our Secretary of Health and Human Services. It was astounding what she said. Some of it I probably can't even quote because TikTok gets, our overlords, protectors, get a little, scared when we do. So I can't talk about all of it, but she went into details because she's his cousin. She went into details about how he, and again, I can't use these words on TikTok, so I'm trying to think of how I do this. He got his other cousins involved in addiction. Okay. Addiction to illegal things. And she's livid about it. Absolutely livid. And she was talking about how many of their cousins And she even gave location. She said he would do it here. He would give them a safe place in order to do these illegal substances. And she she went into detail about it. Really amazing. Really amazing. Now I don't think for a minute it's going to matter that she's saying this. I don't think Republicans are going to care. But it's very dangerous. Thank you, Adventures. Anyway, all right, guys. So let's hang out and talk. This is the part of the show we hang, we talk about whatever you want. Ukraine, Trump, the world, Denmark, Norway, Greenland. I did see somebody put it, although I'm a little surprised about that. Somebody put up a poll saying 85% of Greenlanders want to remain part of Denmark. I would have thought, no, I don't think any of them want to join America, but I would have thought among Greenlanders, you'd have a pretty significant independence movement, or do you not? Is it just not that, thank you, Nauseous, for the gift. Is it not that, not that big a deal? And Angela, it is not the end of the world yet. No, I do not believe the end of the world is coming. 6% want to join the USA. 60% want to join the EU. Oh, that's funny. That is very funny. Emergency asylum from Canada? I'm not sure what that means, Jen. What, you mean Canadians coming here for asylum or what? I'm not sure what you mean. Population of Greenland is like 53,000 or something, I believe. It was, I was very surprised when I heard how small it was. It's very small. I'll bet you it's about that. Alexa, what is the population of Greenland?
In 2020, the population of Greenland was 56,800 people.
56,800 people. Is that wild? It's very few. I mean, I thought it was a couple 100,000 or something at least. But yeah, yep, 55,000. Yep. I know it sets off Alexas around the world, which I have to admit, there's something kind of cool about being able to set off Alexas like worldwide. I'm always like, Alexa, it's time to launch the world domination plan, and like all over the world. Denmark are on high alert. I did see that. Yeah, the Danes are asking their European Union allies to not talk about Trump's threats about Greenland, to basically kind of just let things lie for right now. I don't know if Denmark spent billions on defense and Navy ships for Greenland. I don't know. Nick, Street Rat just used the word Nick, which makes me laugh because he said you can just nick resistant for the illegal stuff. Now, I'm assuming Street Rat is British. One of the things, like when you go abroad, like I like to travel. I've lived abroad, and I was in France. I'm going to tell one of my French stories. I'm in France, like, I don't know, 12, 15 years ago, having a picnic with friends, and we're with a friend who works in the French foreign ministry, right? And I had brought some croissants, and very excited because they were chocolate almond croissant, which are like to die for. Amazing. These really big, delicious things. And the French woman asked, "Oh, is there any of the chocolate almond croissant left?" And I told her in French, no, I'm forgetting the guy's name now, but I said, no, Pascal. And I wanted to say he stole the last part. And I said, il a niqué, le dernier morceau or whatever. And she thinking, and I said, Nick, thinking the word in French for steal is nick. It's not. That would be the word in British English for steal. It's not the word in American English, which is why I don't know it. But I'm thinking, yeah, for sure. I know this word. I must know it because it's French. Well, it's not French. In French, that means basically she effed the last piece. Oh God, which was very funny. And a woman to boot, and she worked at the French foreign ministry, so she was this very, very educated, nice French woman. And I said, yeah, she effed the last piece, or no, he effed the last. Oh no, I think I said, actually, you know what I did? No, it was even worse. I don't think she wanted the last piece. I think somebody else wanted the last piece. And I said, Anne. I said, Anne a niqué le dernier morceau. So meaning she took the last one and using the F word. Like, so that's why she was like, quoi? And it was very funny. But yeah, so when I see people use the word nick now, it's a British expression. Like I said, to nick something, to like grab or steal or whatever. But in that family of things, it makes me laugh. But I was convinced it was French, and I was like, it's French, all right, but not what you think it is. Yeah, to take. Yep, not what they think it is. Anyway, it was very funny. And then, and I told you guys my British story when I was flying Virgin Atlantic across the Atlantic, and we were going to see the one campaign invited us. Richard Branson was flying with us. I mean, not with me. I was in coach, but we go to take off, and I had my pack with me. I was sitting in one of those. It was transatlantic, so I wanted the seat where you got a lot of room by the bulkhead. So like you're sitting by the door, international, like 747, where you've got all that room by the door. But that means you can't put your bag on the floor because it's got to get put away for takeoff. So I had a little bag, when you travel, like when you go camping, those little bags you put around your waist. The Brits, I think, call them bananas. Maybe the French call them bananas because they look like a banana, so to speak. The Brits may call them bananas as well. That pack that you would put around your waist that has stuff in it, right? Well, exactly. In American English, we call it a fanny pack. So she takes it away. We take off, and I've got a pen or something in there I would need. And I said, excuse me, or a bum bag. Exactly. They call it a bum bag. I said, excuse me, you took my fanny pack away. Could I get it again? She goes, your what? And I said, my fanny pack. She goes, and this is like this tall, blonde, beautiful, because Virgin, at least when we were flying, Virgin had just the beautiful flight attendants, the almost looking Scandinavian, tall, blonde, the hair. And she goes, oh, that means, she goes, oh, you mean your bum bag? I said, okay, I guess that makes sense. Bum, right? Because bum in American English, well, your bum, I guess, is your butt. I'm guessing in British English, and in American English, your fanny is also your butt. It's a word a little kid might use for your behind, for your butt. And she goes, that's not what it means in English, in British English. I said, what do you mean? She goes, it means something very bad, fanny. And I'm like, what do you mean? And now I'm kind of getting embarrassed. Thank you, Mikey. And she goes, and she looks around and she goes, and mind you, imagine tall, gigantically tall, beautiful blonde, and the hair is up, beautiful. And they wear these little hats and stuff, flight attendant. And she goes, in the UK, your fanny is this on a woman, she says to me. And I went, oh my God. Oh God, it was so bad. It was so bad. Because the thing is, I was mortified. She thought it was hilarious. She went and told the other flight attendants because she thought it was absolutely hilarious. And then they all started coming out and laughing about it. And I was like, oh God. But no, she loved it. But I mean, guys, I'd never heard that before. It's funny how you hear expressions and you hear words like the Brits and the Americans, but surprisingly, like as an American, I'm surprised to still hear British slang like that we don't know. I mean, how do you not know something that potentially offensive? Oh my God. John Piper says, my mom, you mean got the same looks in Australia? Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Oh my God. Oh, let me do a quick look at the bread and see how it's doing. 1 second here. Smelling good though. Going slowly. All right. Going slowly, but going there. All right. It's at 172 degrees. It's got to hit 195 degrees. That's the way it works for bread. Bread, like, especially if you use a thermometer, you have a much better sense of when it's ready. Putin's threatening to testing his rockets on the U.S. I mean, I am making a Greek Easter bread. It is, I mean, I don't want to say it's like Jewish challah because it's not, but it kind of is. It's the same family of bread as challah, panettone, Eastern European versions. We make it for Easter, but it's not. It's much, as Ashley knows, the Greeks make things that are similar to the Italians, but we make some of them better. And this is one of them. It's a sweet bread. It's a sweet bread. It's not as, there is butter. There are eggs. It's not as much butter and egg as a brioche. But there is butter and egg. So it's a little bit of it's a tsureki. Exactly. Jim knows. But it's rich. It's sweet. Callum actually made one the other night. He took my recipe, did okay, but it's a very, it's delicious. Exactly. It's an Easter bread the Greeks make, but I like it anytime, and it's delicious toasted. Oh my God. But anyway, yeah. So Putin making threats. I don't care. I put the recipe over in the our Discord recipe area. The only thing is it's bread, so it takes a little bit. I do not put red eggs in. No, it takes a little bit of knowing what you're doing because it's bread. Bread is always a little tricky. To sort of know if you need more water, if you need more flour. Unfortunately, with bread, it's different every time. It's really annoying. Well, there's lots of different recipes too, Luis. So that's one of the problems is like any nation's food, there's lots of I don't like the ones my other relatives make. I love my mom's version, but I don't like the others. Could you use a bread maker? Probably. I would think so. You could try. Why not? I've never done that. It's not a bad idea though. It's the braided bread with the colored eggs. Exactly. Sword for Justice. Yep. Oh, that's interesting. What is that, Carrie? Oh, dry rice for dinner. Oh, thank you, Luis, for the dragon. Oh, there we go. I always like to make the dragon do its thing. And I made a lot of sourdough. We keep saying this, that we're going to have one of our shows be about food. We should I think maybe we'll do that one of these days, literally. And of course, we're going to have then a lot of other people show up and go, why are you talking food? But I think we should do like a special food show occasionally just to talk about food and recipes and cooking and stuff. Cause I love it. I could talk like politics. I could talk all day about it. My favorite food, dessert, certainly. Probably chocolate, but cheesecake is pretty close there as well. So thank you, Lee. Oh, hey, Lee. The eggplant parm was pretty good. I overcooked it a little in that it got a little dry, but then today I added a little tomato sauce with a little cream sauce and made a pasta sauce that was really good with it. So reconstituting it was very good anyway, but reconstituting it with a little sauce worked lovely, worked wonders. So anyway, I know Sasha, exactly. NVIDIA bounced back some today. Yep. Cooking with John. I know. The only thing is cooking channels are a lot of work. I like to follow Shay Spence. Shay obviously spends a lot of time making his videos well. That's the thing. Like doing a political thing, it's a little easier. I mean, the lives are another story, but it's a little easier to do a video. Well, easy in its own way. Whereas I have to think the topic, I sort of get it in my head, and then I think, okay, 90 seconds or 2 minutes or whatever for TikTok or whatever, and I do it. Whereas, I can just do it. I don't have to worry about too much splicing and cutting and different camera angles. And I mean, I guess you could, but with cooking, there's so many, the camera angles and all this kind of stuff, and I mean, it doesn't always work, but I guess that's part of what the experience is, right? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, I often make a bread a week because I will make the bread that I like to have bread for breakfast. I've always liked to have bread for breakfast. I'm very European that way, but I get hungry. So I'll have toast with butter or jam for breakfast with coffee, but then maybe 2 hours later, I'll eat again. So I won't wait until lunchtime because I'll get too hungry. But at least initially, I don't want a lot of food, but I'm hungry. So I want bread makes me happy. And I'll make regular bread, but right now I'm making my Greek bread. So, well, the food talks, I would think I want Matthew Merrill. I follow. He's great as well. Like I said, Shay Spence is great. There's Kina. I'm following that Kino woman. She just followed me recently. She's really good. She's very funny. She's this African American woman who cooks and is always kind of laughing when she's cooking, and her recipes are always very interesting. Like I just find her recipes very interesting, and they're like very doable. Um, you know, so I did make sourdough right when COVID hit. I decided to learn sourdough, so that was good. I know that's another thing. I'll have to like print out sort of who I follow and like if we do a cooking episode, sort of go through and although I think you can, I don't even know if you, I don't, maybe I don't make it public. I don't know if I make it public who I follow on TikTok. As for American bread being sweeter, it can be unless you're, cultured. Like I don't put sugar in my bread unless I make a sweet bread. Like this one I'm making is it's a Greek bread that's for Easter and it's sweet. But otherwise I would not put sugar in my bread unless I am making a wheat bread. If you're making wheat bread, you often want a little bit of honey or something in there to cut the wheat flavor a little bit. So that, you will do, but, regular Americans, there's a lot of sugar in our food. Yes. It's too much, cheddar jalapeno. I do not like jalapeno, but the cheddar sounds good. I've got a very good cheddar bread recipe too. Oh, nice, Mark. You spent 2 weeks in Greece. Lovely. Oh, honey to activate the yeast. Yeah. Although the thing you want to be careful is sugar can also inhibit yeast as well. So like recipes like this that are sweet recipes, sometimes they have a little more yeast in them because the yeast can be inhibited by the sweetness. You see, there's a lot of science to cooking. Thank you, Sky. Carrie says our commercial white bread is just embarrassing. Yeah, our white bread is pretty bad. I mean, yeah. I mean, again, I'll make my own white bread a lot of times, but it's, flour, water, salt, and yeast. There's nothing else there. But I also will add, I've got some truffle oil I'll add sometimes. I know a decent amount about cooking Cinderella, I guess. Yeah. The thing is, it doesn't always work. Like, I'm a good cook, but it doesn't always work. That's the hard thing. It's like you make stuff for other people and it's like, things go wrong, Dave's brand. Do we have Dave's brand white bread? Luis is asking. I am not familiar with it, but anybody else across the U.S.? Dave's, some kind of white bread? Hey, German. Auntie Onion is saying yes. Are you saying yes about the Dave's bread? Poppy says yes, we do. Okay, so it depends where you live. I'm not familiar with it here, but everybody else is okay. They've got it in San Francisco. Okay. Is it good? Yep. Carrie says the same thing down in Texas. They've got it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not for it. I'll look at the store just for fun, but I don't know that we have it here. Yep. Sorry, Anthony. It's hard to slow down. It's funny. I don't even feel like I'm going fast now. It's hard to slow down. I'm like naturally fast. I will try, but it's hard. So, yeah. Is the Dave's bread good? Somebody else is saying famous Dave's bread. Well, and it's just, I think fast. So like talking slowly is really boring. like even trying to talk, like now I'm trying to speak more slowly and it's driving me a little crazy because it's like, I've already got things in my head to say. People say Dave's is very good. Grandma made her own, had started in the fridge. She referred to Wonder Bread as prison bread. That's funny. Best grocery in the world. The flour, well, I mean, if I get it on sale, I use King Arthur. And I've been lucky enough to see a couple different sales across the street. And you can go to Walmart. Walmart often has King Arthur at a better price. King Arthur is very good. If not, I buy regular flour if I can't find a sale. So, let me check the bread again. I'm smelling it now. It should be getting close. Oh, shit. Why did the alarm not go off? Oh, yeah. Now you're going off. All right, bread's done. One moment. Bah! You son of a bitch. Why did you not go off? How did you not go off? All right. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, yes. Now you're going off? Really? Seriously? One moment, guys. Yikes. All right. Little son of a gun, you. Oh la la. And you hush. How did you not go off? That is very annoying. Oop. Oop, 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 oop. All right. I will show you all since it's ready. So this is the Greek Easter bread. Just finished it. It rose well. So very happy. Just to give you a quick glance. Smells so good. Oh my God. So good. Oop. All right. All right. Oh, I'm a little bit annoyed. Oh, I don't braid. It's annoying. I'm a little bit annoyed, however, because the alarm didn't go off. And it's not clear why the alarm didn't go off. So I'm kind of like, what was that about? It was supposed to go off at 195 and it hit 199, which is okay. But why the hell didn't the alarm go off? So now I'm going to be forever paranoid about that stupid thermometer. Usually I'll put a timer on anyway. The beeper just never came on. And I looked, it's on. The timer's on. Oh, bad little bread thermometer. So it's good. It's not burnt. It's not burnt. It's nicely brown. Because it's a sugary bread, it browns quite strongly. But that's why I've got the timer on. Not the timer. It's the, you want to cook to a certain temperature. The temperature's okay though. It's 200 instead of 195, so it's okay. I'd still rather have 195 because it's going to be moister. This is going to be a little less moist, so I'm a little annoyed. But, it smells to die for. Yeah. That's true. The recipe time, that's a good point. That is a good point, though. You're right. It's a good hour. It's a good hour. I'm trying to remember when I put it in now. Ha 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 ha. Hour and 10 minutes, maybe even. I think it was an hour and 10 minutes. I think maybe an hour is how long it really takes. I'm not going to I will do a pick at the crumb later, but it's got to cool for 2 hours now. One of the things people who don't make bread don't realize is if you cut it right away, it loses all the steam and stuff. Thank you, KT. And that affects it makes it less moist, but it also just affects the development. You want to let bread sit for 2 hours and cool down. And that sort of perfects it, and then it's ready. So, but it dries it out exactly. But it also doesn't help cooking it to 200 instead of 195, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, it's a sweeter bread. And I put a little yeast. Actually, one thing I do too, I make it half yeast, half whole wheat, excuse me. And it actually turns out great. I mean, that's a whole wheat version. Thank you, Louise. And you saw how well it rose. And it's the King Arthur whole wheat, the white whole wheat that you don't taste. So it actually ends up being healthy too. Healthy, haha. Thank you, Nicola. So yes, it's going to rest for a few hours, and I'll decide if I have a little before bed or not. Anyway, what else, guys? I'm just a little annoyed that the thermometer didn't go off. The timer was on. I don't know what that was about. Pissing me off. Anyway. Oh, you do want to eat bread hot, yes. But, maybe make dinner rolls or something. I guess you could make dinner rolls of this. That would be interesting. Oh, no, the oven's fine. It's not the oven. It's the timer of the, not the timer. It's the thermometer. The oven thermometer, you set to go off at a certain temperature, and it just didn't go off. Now, how has YouTube been for the quality of the video? Is it back to normal? Something's going on with YouTube, and I don't know what. I doubt it's my internet. It could be. But I think it's YouTube itself that's having issues here. I will look at my internet speed as well just to see. Is Ukraine going after any more Russian refineries? I did not see that, Luis. Have they gone after more? Whipped sweet butter? I would think so, although the sweet butter could be too sweet. You want to be careful with that because this bread's already kind of just sweet enough that I don't know if I'd want it sweeter, although you could. I mean, it would make a good yeah, but how is YouTube now is my question. I know it was being weird. It was being weird yesterday too. I don't quite know what the problem is. Okay. Now it's not letting me join the network. Let's try that again. All right. Okay. I will try a speed test, although I've got so many things connected to it right now that I doubt the speed test is going to do much, but let's see. Very strange. Very strange. Clear as a bell now. That's good. Because yeah, it was, I mean, yesterday too. Something's going on. I know. I haven't canceled yet, but no, well, my download speeds are good, 230. Let's see what the upload is. That means my upload will probably be 70. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it is now. Now my upload's 64, 65. And that's with everything. I'm streaming to TikTok. I'm streaming to YouTube. I'm streaming to Discord. 63 upload. That's good. That's more than good enough. Am I from New Jersey? No, I'm from Chicago. Alejandra. What else, guys? What else? It got weird when I started checking it. I don't know. This is very frustrating. I do speak Spanish, right? That's what, and you literally wrote Alejandra in Spanish with the right punctuation. So I was like, okay, you've got to be an Alejandra, is my guess, since everything's super Spanish. Like I said, even the accent or the punctuation too. Well, and Alejandra, there's no other way to say it. If you're going to write it like that, thank you, Janice. Alexandra. My grandmother's name was Alexandra. In Greek, we say Alexandra. So the X is a X, Alexandra. And the D is a the. It's a little softer of a D. I have been to Spain, yes. A few times, actually several times. I've been to Barcelona a couple times, then traveled around the country for fun, went to San Sebastian once for a weekend, and then went to southwestern Spain once for a conference. And I'm forgetting what town I was in. I can't remember. But it was nice. Serbians. Oh, I'm sure a lot of the Eastern Europe has got to be Alexandra. Oh, right. Ks being ks. I wasn't even thinking that. Right. It's like KS. It's freaking out again. Yeah. I don't know what's going on, guys. No idea what's going on. It's either YouTube freaking out or my internet connection freaking out. Did you have a super chat, Jens? Hang on. Oh, I didn't. Sorry. I was looking away. Did you see there was another cable cut in the Baltic? I saw there was another one 2 days ago. Is that what you're referring to? We did forget to talk about it, though. There was one cut 2 days ago. Yes. It looks like the Russians may have cut yet another communications cable in the Baltic. This one, remind me, Jens, where it was. Really screwy, I mean, terrible. Again, the Russians are just going to keep playing games as long as we let them. Oh, hello, Jan. I'm going to say Jan in Denmark, maybe. Jan would be American. I'm going to guess Jan. Hang to Greenland. Some of us are on your side, so just be aware. We're not all like him. The ship was boarded by Swedish police. Oh, they actually know what ship they think it was? That's interesting. It is Jan. Okay, that's what I figured. Protest in Germany. I have not seen anything about protests in Germany. What's going on there? What are the protests about? I haven't heard anything about that. Protests in Slovakia, we heard. this weekend. Roxy, because we've got a bad people in power now. That's why it was closed. You know, man. I mean, I'm hoping it's temporary, but still, this is, I have not been to Greenland. I'd like to go. I mean, I'm not expecting, I don't know, anything in particular. I'm sort of expecting Greenland might be a little bit like Alaska, where you have beautiful scenery, but a lot of Alaska isn't very developed. And because of the permafrost, which is now going away, because of the permafrost, a lot of the buildings are on wood sticking out of the ground because it's ice, permanent ice. So it sometimes makes it less pretty in a way. But my only thing I've seen of Greenland was watching Borgen. And they took a trip to Greenland, so I got to see Greenland from Borgen. But I've not seen, I would like to go to Greenland. I just think it would be interesting anyway, just as a sort of unique place to go, North Pole, Alaska. Are you in North Pole? I've never been to North Pole. I mean, I've been to a lot of places in Alaska. I've never been to North Pole, though. That would have been fun to go, get the t-shirt. Oh, that's fun. The sort of the farthest north I got was Nome. Well, that's not true. I got to the North Slope as well. I got to Nome and then I got to North Slope. Oh, let me get the dog a little water. So I have been far north. Water you. A little water for you. All right. Oh, there we go. There's your water. It does smell good, doesn't it? I know. Yes. Someone is staring at my oven top. I've got to double check. I forget where North Pole is. It's next to Fairbanks. I was going to say, I forget where North Pole is. My dog's name is Sasha. Let me pull this up. But what a fun place to be, North Pole, Alaska, that you can tell everybody you're from the North Pole. I mean, for little kids, that's got to be way too much fun. Alaska. All right, let's have a look here. Oops, my glasses. Oops. Wait, what is that? Oh. Wait, I'm trying to find Fairbanks here. Why is Fairbanks not on Google Maps? Google Maps doesn't have Fairbanks written very obviously. That's a little weird. Has Fairbanks been renamed Mexico or something? How weird. Oh, there it is. How bizarre. You have to zoom in just to find. So North Pole is, it's literally just southeast of Fairbanks. Okay. Oh, China's up there too. Okay. Well, because I worked in Ted Stevens' office for 5 years, so in Washington. So I started to learn a lot of the different, like China, I remember. North Pole, of course, we all knew North Pole. Nenana, however you pronounce it, I remember that. It's funny seeing some of the names, like I said, some of them I don't. I love the Native Alaskan names, though. They're so interesting. Stephen's dog's name was China, which is funny. Fort Greeley, yeah. Okay, anyway, that's kind of fun. Well, that's kind of fun. Sorry, we're having a little Alaska. We're having an Alaska moment here. So that's kind of fun, though, being from North Pole. All right, you coming back in? Are you done? Looking for wood in all the wrong places. Oops, how did that get cut? Okay, that's a little suspicious. All right, some of my leaves are cut off of my African violet, and I'm a little suspicious as to what caused that. Hello? Okay, that's a little suspicious. Why are there two fresh leaves cut from my African violet? I'm not happy about that. All right, a little suspicious here, if I may say so. Oops. Yeah, I think someone's going exactly dog eat. I don't know why that's a dog eat treat, but again, little suspicious there. I have only been to the airport in Denmark. I was very impressed by your airport, however. You had a very cool airport. And I bought a couple of souvenirs. I bought these, actually, it's not even Danish. It's probably Dutch. I think it's Delft clay. like Delft Blue, I think they're called, little figurines. And it's like an old post office and old buildings and things. They're very pretty. I think that's what I'm talking. Is that what I'm talking about? Delft, I think. Um, but isn't that Netherlands? Is that Dutch or not? Um, your address in Fairbanks was Loose Moose Loop, North Pole. That's funny. It is. Okay, that's what I thought so. Well, they were selling it in your airport and it was very nice. So I got 2 of them. And then once I got home, I realized you should buy 3 of these things because they go together. But it's very pretty. It's just really pretty. It's just very pretty. But I'm 99% sure I got it in your airport. I didn't get it in Holland. Yeah. Yeah. The Caribbean. I've been to the Caribbean. Yes. Yes. Are you from the Caribbean or no? Inster boy? I'm sort of forgetting everywhere. I sort of did the American side, US. We went British Virgin Islands a little bit, but I sort of went with friends boating from the US Virgin Islands. And I mean, I couldn't even tell you the names of the various islands we went to. And then we did go to the British place. Oh, Jamaica. Okay. I have not been there. No, I went to the Virgin Islands, which I did not love. See, now that I know you're from Jamaica, I thought you were going to say, I did not love the Virgin Islands. But I was afraid you might be from there, so I didn't want to be rude. Jamaica and Bahamas is different. That's a whole other kind of place. Yeah. Miriam from Paris. Hello. Late for you in Paris. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. I love Paris. I've spent much time in Paris. I have not been to former Yugoslavia. No. Nope. I'd like to, but nope. I just didn't love the Virgin Islands. I think I've spent so much time in the Mediterranean that I was expecting the Mediterranean, and the Virgin Islands are not the Mediterranean. It's just, it's okay. Some of the water's nice and stuff, but it's not the Mediterranean. So what do you do? I've been, as a Greek, I've been spoiled, and Ukraine is after, I'm sure. Yeah. Well, Ukraine. Yeah, we get Ukrainians. It's probably, God, I would think it's 2:00 in Ukraine, maybe. Haiti. I've never been to Haiti. I've always wanted to go because I speak French, so I thought that would be fun too. But Haiti, I thought would be, and I've not been to Northern England either. Nope. I've been in England. I've been to London, Oxford or Cambridge, whichever one is closer to, I'm forgetting now, whichever one is closer to London. Well, actually, that's not true too. Not London. I was visiting a friend in Frinton-on-Sea, and he had to go to either Oxford or Cambridge because he was studying there or was going to study there or whatever. But I don't remember which one. Are they both? Okay. But I can ask Sean what school he went to. But we went to visit one of them, which is very pretty. I almost got killed by a car, of course, because I walked right in the street and looked the wrong way. Beeping, screeching of the car. And I literally closed my eyes and just went like, oh God, I'm going to die. I literally closed my eyes because you're looking around going, I don't know where the car is. Oh, it was terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. But yes, I would like to go north. I've been to Scotland, but I've only been to Edinburgh. So I've not been around I want to go around Scotland. I've really never been around England at all. Wales, obviously, Ireland. I mean, I know Ireland's separate, but you know what I mean? But I always wanted to go to Ireland too. And I mean, I just haven't, London was very nice. I liked London, but I like going to smaller places anyway. It's more fun. And I think it would be interesting to go to towns around England would be fascinating, Yes, exactly. I'm glad I wasn't flattened either. Netherlands, yes. Actually, Sander, yes, I'm trying to think. Oh no, that was Belgium. I think of, but I've been to the Netherlands. I've been to Amsterdam. I've been to Amsterdam a few times, but I've not been anywhere else. And I know there's other places that are much, that are supposed to be absolutely beautiful to see in the Netherlands. Germany. I've been to Germany a few times, but I haven't seen, it was for work though. Like I was visiting a friend in Hamburg once, but was just there for like a weekend. So I didn't see much. I've been to work to Bonn back when Bonn was the capital, but again, didn't see much because I was working. Berlin, and Berlin was fun because my claim to fame with Berlin is I was in Berlin in like December 2nd and 3rd of 1989. So it was like 3 weeks after the wall came down, but it wasn't down. It was still up. And the East German guards were still there with machine guns. It was absolutely fascinating. And Berlin was so much fun. And it was Christmas time with the Christmas market. And oh my God, Norway, I've never been. I'd love to go to Norway. I've been to Sweden a few times. I'm told Norway is even more expensive than Sweden. And Sweden was so expensive as an American. Oh my God. But I would love to visit Norway. I've not been. It's funny. I've traveled a lot, but I've still not been to a lot of places. Oh, did I grab a piece of the Berlin Wall? I grabbed several good chunks. I chopped off several good chunks of the Berlin Wall, and it's in my shelf. I don't want to get it right now. I broke off a piece of rebar, of reinforcing bar from the cement of the wall. There was my piece of rebar from the wall is 3 feet tall. It's a meter tall. And it's this beautiful spiraling piece of metal that was part of the reinforcement of the Berlin Wall that I broke off and brought back to the US. It's fabulous piece. Oh my God. It's such an amazing thing. So I got some smaller pieces because they're very, you've got to, I know I did. I had smaller pieces that I was selling off or auctioning off to you guys. Glad you got it. But I only got a few big pieces because it's cement. It's very hard to break because it's cement. So breaking it off was hard. You know. Okay, I don't know what that's about, but yeah. Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say that was clearly spam. You already got it, Ash. Yeah, that was clearly spam. Yeah. Oh, Flower Lady, you got a piece too? I don't remember who got them now. Yeah. Yep. But no, I have a couple bigger pieces that I'm keeping but I've only got like 2 or 3 of the bigger pieces. So I'm keeping them because they've got paint on them and stuff. But my best piece is the big metal piece, which is nice. Norway should be very nice. They've got I have a friend in Norway. He works a 6-hour day. He works from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day. That's his work day in Norway. I was like, oh my, your kid as a lawyer. It's like, oh my God, I wish. Where is your city, Jose, that you guys have a section of the wall? Where is that located? That's very cool. Also, what did they do in terms of I've not been to South Korea. No. Americans do work too much. Yeah. I've been around Asia, not a lot. For an American, probably a decent amount, but not a lot. Svalbard. Svalbard's the little island, right? I would love to check that out. That'd be very cool. Barbarossa, you're the last one over there. You're our last over on Discord. Anyway, what else, guys? Iceland. Oh, Iceland, you mean? No. I've got our neighbor back home is from Iceland. He's very funny. I like him. He's very funny. But I would love. It'd be fun to go, just to check it out. But so Iceland is on my list. I would like to go to Norway and Denmark. Again, I've been told how expensive Norway is, but I would like to check it out. Svalbard is close to the North Pole. I've seen that. Well, there's a woman on TikTok who does videos from Svalbard, which is really cool. No updates on the tariffs yet, Cameron. You went to DC and met Hulk Hogan? That's very funny. Oh, Ukraine. Wow. I don't know. That's very cool. You're going to Ukraine. Are you going to like for work, like to help out or just to see it, or what's bringing you there? Cecilia from Svalbard. Is that the woman? Yeah. She's very good. She does good. I mean, she does good videos too. Okay, Gunther's over there. Actually, it's just you now, Gunther. He left. Maybe I called him out and he got embarrassed. um, the but she does. You can tell she like spends a lot of time really editing her videos and stuff. They're very nice. Have American food prices gone up? Eggs are starting to go crazy. I don't know about other chicken. Well, chickens are going to start to go bad. Expensive, and then they think meat may get expensive too, because if chicken's getting so expensive, then people are going to start buying other meats, and that it's going to, demand will make it go up. To eggs have gone kind of crazy. I mean, we're very lucky in Washington because eggs are only $4 for a dozen eggs, whereas in somebody today was showing me from California, he's paying $8 and $9 and more for a dozen eggs, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Svalbard has a town with almost only Ukrainians and Russians. Oh, how funny. Huh. Walmart goods have 100% tariff on them? Not yet, but but Trump is talking about putting tariffs on China. I don't know how much of Walmart stuff comes. Well, China, Mexico, and Canada. So I don't know how much of Walmart stuff comes from there. Oh, Gunther, you have chickens? I forget about that. How many eggs do you get a week from your chickens? Gunther says his chickens are free, but you better be careful of the bird flu. I guess if they're not associating with other chickens, you're safe, right? Eggs were $10.99 in McLean today at the Giant, but were those special eggs? Those weren't white eggs, were they, Drake? 15 eggs a week? Oh, wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. Wow. From how many chickens? That's exactly. Jordan said, get your chickens a mask. 5 chickens. Okay, so 3 eggs a week per chicken. One got massacred. Ugh, what? Oh, some animal got him or what? Yeah, 15 eggs a week would be a lot, but half of that, well, that's not a bad number though. Yeah, prices are going to continue. I know. No, it's bad. I mean, I hate this though, because like in Chicago, prices have always been around $6.50 or more for a dozen, which is crazy. Because like I like to bake, so eggs are my mainstay since I like to do desserts and things. The Hawks Flower Lady says the Hawks took her chickens. A black cat. Oh God, wow. Cats go after chickens. That's a pretty big prey. I mean, like the chickens are pretty big though. Jeez, that's obnoxious. Anyway, Georgia. Well, people, we'll see. We shall see. $6 a dozen at Costco in Maryland. Wow. That's not good yet, because like Harris Teeter here, I get the white eggs from some brand for $4, which is still not bad. I mean, $4 is expensive. I shouldn't say that, but it's relatively not terrible compared to what you guys are paying. I mean, it's still a lot for eggs, but they last. Grocery stores make very little on eggs. Interesting. Anyway, weekly groceries are $350. Wow. Oh, for Ukraine. Okay. Yeah. T Queen. Oh, interesting. So eggs are like a loss leader or whatever. Interesting, to get you to come in. Oh, the blue hydrangea died? How did that happen? 16 chickens give you 6 eggs a day. Oh, 2 to 5 years chicken? What do you mean? Does that mean the chickens only live 2 to 5? How long do chickens live? Oh, was the name of the chicken was blue hydrangea. Oh, a drag queen. That's funny. Yeah. How long do chickens live? Just seeing what people say here. 8 years. Oh, okay. 10 eggs is $2.50. That's not. Oh, that's actually quite good compared to us here now. That's very good. Occulto. Yeah. They lay for about 5 years, live for 8. Okay. Do you get attached to them? I mean, I think maybe Gunther and others were telling me like videos I was seeing shows like chickens know their owners. Like this one woman like went to meet the chicken, it came running up and jumped in her arms, and I mean it was wild, absolutely wild. Kind of blew my mind. They're born with all the eggs they'll ever lay. Oh, that's interesting. They follow you into the house. Gunther says, I have a favorite name, Divina De Campo, a UK drag queen. I let Divina sleep in the house with a face mask as a diaper. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Chickens like to play. Oh, that's funny. With shoestrings. Oh, that is funny. I've never met a chicken. I like animals though. So it'd be interesting to I'd like to meet more farm animals to find, well, as I said, my friend's goat was the friendliest animal I've ever met. His goat was like a dog. It was crazy. Oh, that's cute. Oh, with her little mask diaper. Oh, that's funny. Oh, the goat. Gunther's on a Discord has a picture of his goat and his rabbit next to each other. His chicken and his rabbit next to each other. That's funny. That's so interesting. Wow. Wow. Your daughter has a chicken she dresses in doll clothes and can put to sleep on her bed. Oh my God. Oh, that's funny. Someone knocked over the tree container, so the chicken and rabbit became friends for a minute. Oh, that's funny. Oh, I see. Yeah. They're going after the treats. That's funny. How interesting. Yeah, I never think of chickens, even rabbits, but because I've never owned them, I never think of them as being very, emotional, so to speak. Chicken sweaters. That's funny. Why not though? Yeah, the goat, like I said, my friend's goat in France was one of the friendliest animals I'd ever seen in my life. His goat was like a dog, wagging its tail, rubbing up against me. Oh my God. I couldn't believe how friendly this goat was. Insanely friendly goat. Really cool. I mean, neat, but wild. He's afraid of the chicken or the goat? Your UPS guy's afraid of. Yeah, there seem to be a lot of people with chickens here. So I'm always amazed at people who have chickens. Some of my cousins want to get chickens in the Chicago area. I mean, they live further out. But a lot of towns don't necessarily have rules about chickens. Some do. Aren't they loud? I mean, do your neighbors not hear them? Oh, the fainting goats. That's right. I forgot about that. The fainting goats. Yeah. Yeah. Only roosters. Oh, interesting. Roosters are the loud ones. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Oh, someone just lost all of their chickens to the bird flu. So yeah. So how dangerous or how risky is it for your chickens coming down with bird flu? In Quebec, you can have 3 chickens. That's funny. I love that there's a rule. 3, not 4, 3. That's cute. In town. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Bird flu, highly contagious. But if you just have chickens at home, how do they get shit, right? Couldn't they, do they have to be around other chickens to get it? It's not like your chickens travel or something. How do they actually get it? Even on a farm, how does one chicken get the bird flu to then spread it? Oh, wild birds can spread it. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Wow. Yeah, there you go. I didn't know that, Gunther. Yeah, well, yes, but we catch a cold by we don't get it from birds flying over. We get it from being around other people. If we stay home, we're relatively safe. We're not relatively. If you stay home, you're very safe. You could write to me 447. I guess you could write here on TikTok. I should see it. or our Discord community. You can too. But on TikTok, I do try to check out the messages on TikTok. I don't see them all, but I check because a lot of them are mean. So I don't check. I don't always check, but I'll check. Yeah, that's wild. Bald eagles are dying. What's up with that? Oh, I don't even know about Project 2025. I don't even remember all the details of what's in it versus what else he's doing. You know, I mean, what worries me the most is what Trump is doing with the federal employees and trying to basically turn them all into political appointees, which is very scary. Oh, all right. Oh, that's wild. Huh. About the U4U. Yeah. I mean, I don't know much about it. I mean, I looked into it once for a friend, but I don't know a lot about it. Are other prices going to go up too, or just food? If Trump does tariffs, other prices will probably go up. Yes. Because if he does his tariffs against Canada, Mexico, and China, so much of what we have in this country is made in China. I mean, crazy amount. It's hard to even say like iPhones, but I mean, there's so much stuff that comes from China. Canada, we get a lot of lumber, which is housing construction. We get energy, we get oil or gas. I forget, is it oil? I forget what else from Canada. I mean, syrup, but we can live without maple syrup, I guess. Mexico, a lot from Mexico. We get a lot of American cars come from Mexico, actually, which is interesting. I've been told that before, Christian. A lot of American cars are assembled in Mexico. So those prices could go up. China, we've also got a lot of technology, refrigerators, those kind of things too. Cars from Canada too. I did not know that. Thank you, Addie New. So yeah, there's a lot of goods that could get more expensive if Trump puts, again, what Trump just did with Colombia, he put tariffs on Colombia and backed down after Colombians kind of changed their mind or whatever. But that would have been a significant increase in the price of coffee, which would be very bad. People would not like that. So tariffs are they're dangerous as well because you put tariffs, somebody else puts tariffs. Tariffs are putting a tax on goods that come in the country, which makes them more expensive, which typically makes the people that sell them charge you more because, right, the eggs at the grocery store now cost more if they're coming from abroad, right? And if they cost more, they're going to charge you more. But also other countries then raise their tariffs on American goods. So all of a sudden American goods become more expensive. And it can, I mean, the Great Depression happened in part because of tariff wars between the various countries. So it can kill your economy. It can kill our economy as well. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, South Korea, exactly. Well, my TV was Chinese. I think my Hisense, we were talking about that. It probably came from China. It's a great TV. But, you know, my iPhone, China. I think they're assembled in China, right? A lot of our technology, you know, Apple devices. Majority of egg cartons are manufactured in Mexico. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, no one wants Teslas. Yeah, no kidding. Avocados and tomatoes. Yeah, a lot of vegetables come from Mexico too. That's true. Avocados, especially. Yep. Aguacate. Anyway, I think we're going to sign off shortly, guys. We've been going an hour and 40 minutes. I don't want to ruin my voice. Yesterday, my voice was getting scratchy, but I think it's my allergies doing it. Tesla stocks have been doing very well. Yes. I think because of Trump's affinity with, you know, what's his face at Trump, Elon's affinity with Trump. DeepSeek. I don't know that we know enough about it. DeepSeek is the new Chinese AI thing. That supposedly they've like broken the AI secret, whatever the hell, for a lot less money than the Americans have needed and using cheaper computer chips. But we don't know if they're telling the truth. We don't know. Did they, get some of the more expensive chips through contraband or something. Did they actually spend a lot more money than they're admitting they spent? We don't know, so it's hard to, and it's, a little over my head anyway. I mean, the whole AI topic to some degree, right? But who knows? The banks are pulling away from Elon. I don't know. Is that true? I don't know. Thank you, Shabi or Chahabi. I'm going to go with Chahabi since you've got a ch and an H. Thank you for the gift. NVIDIA bounced back. It bounced back to a degree. I do own some NVIDIA, but I bought it like when it was cheaper. So it like goes lower, but I didn't want to buy more. I've got enough. I was like, I'll just, hang on to it for life and see what happens. Anyway, all right, guys, I think I'm going to sign off. We've been going an hour and 40 minutes. I don't want to go too long here. I always try to watch my voice. Oh, hey, Barbie in Vancouver. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for the gifts. YouTube, sorry for the connection issues. I don't know what the deal is now. It's so confusing. Barbie's a bot, you think? But and my bread, I'm not going to have till tomorrow. Merci, Ellie. Oui, à demain. Bonne soirée. À demain aussi. J'espère. Everyone have a good evening. All right, guys. Have a good night. I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for joining us. I am back. Hey, Nassif in Saskatchewan. I've not been to Saskatchewan. I am back tomorrow night. I do the show every Monday to Friday, 6:00 Eastern. Thank you, user 336. Always good to see you. And à demain, Atay. And I will see you guys tomorrow. All right. Thanks for joining. We'll talk more food tomorrow. All right. Gunther, see you on Discord. Where's boom? YouTube, have a good evening. I'm still annoyed about that connection issues. And TikTok.